Hello, Orange Nation. I'm Zeph Halsey from Orange Theory, Attleboro, Massachusetts. We like to put a W at the end of Attleboro because we love to row so much around here. I consider myself one of the Orange Theory rowing experts. If there's anyone else out there that loves rowing as much or more than me, I'd love to meet you. I'm very excited to get people to love the sport of rowing, thinking of it as a sport, taking one stroke at a time, and help people really get better times and row more efficiently. I grew up rowing. I grew up in a canoe, kayak, and rowing shell store in upstate New York. My dad was obsessed with rowing. He put me in boats as a toddler to take pictures. There's pictures of me on a rowing machine when I'm 7 years old with a big silly smile on my face. So my dad was very competitive too. He once rowed 1,000,000 meters in 1 month. I think he was inspired by me and my ridiculous teammates at Cornell. We did 100,000 meters in 1 day to get the rower monitored or reset back to zero. So I rowed at Cornell. I coached at Cornell for a year, had a lot of success there. Was one of the top collegiate crews at the Head of the Charles. Then a couple of years after college, went back, won the Head of the Charles in an 8. I also did some sculling, won some medals, sculling at the Head of the Charles as well. I've coached at all levels. I've also been a teacher. So I love teaching the sport of rowing with Orange Theory. Now I'm able to teach hundreds and hopefully thousands, tens of thousands of people how to row and really enjoy it. Rowing is really grueling. Often people find it very challenging. They don't like the longer row days. But when you learn it and you get the numbers on that screen and you see the numbers coming more efficiently and you just see your fitness right there on the screen, there's one of the most rewarding things I've experienced, just the PRs you get on the rower. So I have lots of cues and drills. I'll show you some of my best ones that you can use with members, really help them love the sport of rowing, and lots of cues to get you thinking about it and just moving more efficiently. So rowers, one of the first drills we do is we sit at the finish with the body tilting back to 10 o'clock. Nice relaxed grip with the hands, practicing where we're pulling into. We tell people to pull in here, but they're always moving so quickly. So you just start this position, go arms only. Notice my forearms are staying perfectly parallel to the ground. They're not going out to the side or pinching close in. Just the more natural this is, the better. Notice the handle's not stopping at my body. I like to think about it touching my shirt, but not hitting my body. I'm not letting my body come forward to meet the handle that you see a lot. That's so much momentum going on that stroke that it just comes in and away. And the next thing we do is we add the core. See how the core kind of follows the arms out. Arms come out, core follows so smoothly. Notice how the handle just flows in and out. Imagine going around a little bicycle chain. I don't think of it going up and down at all, but I imagine that circular motion of not stopping. You see a lot of people here, and they just lose the rhythm. Keep it flowing. And you think about your hamstrings loosening up here. Getting this tilt at the pelvis. We talk about it all the time on the weight floor, tilting the pelvis forward, getting that core involved. Same thing should happen on a rower. And if you do that, you're moving the handle all the way from the end of the stroke to almost over your feet. You only have another foot or so to go. The arms and core make up well more than half of the length of the stroke. Certainly the legs do the power part and the heavy lifting, but the core and arms provide so much of the length. So spending a few seconds, even just doing this drill with the new rowers, or doing some recovery rows of rowing with arms and core only, feeling the hamstring stretch, get so much out of it. Then from here, from this arms and core position, we're going to slowly add some of the legs. We're only going to bring the legs about halfway up. Take a stroke, arms and core forward. Now let's take some strokes, only bring the legs halfway up. Then you can really feel the legs press in a really strong position. Drive with the legs, lean with the core, pull with the arms. Notice how this flows forward and then it's really slow with the legs. Getting the rhythm. I move slowly with the legs because I was fast with the arms and core. So it's like going down into a squat or into a jump, ready to push really hard. Then you're going to add a little more legs. You're going to bring it up, bend the legs to about 3/4 of the way up. If you keep your heels down, you feel a little stretch behind your Achilles. See if you can keep the heels down, stretch out those Achilles. If you can keep your feet flat on the foot plate, it's a little more efficient. Stretching that out. Next thing we're going to do a full leg drive. but we're going to keep this really nice arms and core forward, legs up slowly. What I tell people when we go to full leg drive is to bring the knees up to the chest rather than bringing the chest down to the knees. So let's go to full leg drive in 2. That's 1, 2, full leg drive. The handle can go well over the monitor, but it's not happening from any extra reach at the end. Arms and body forward, full compression. Looking up. Give eyes up. People want to look down at the monitor, but see how that brings my body down? Keep your eyes up. You can certainly look at that monitor, see those awesome times at the finish. Keep those eyes straight ahead. Bring my knees up to the chest. Then we can row at 20 strokes per minute. We can find 20 strokes per minute here altogether. Take some concentration of patience, patience forward. Number in the top left, 2 seconds forward, 1 second back. We say it every day, power, patience, patience. We do it exactly right. It's 20 strokes per minute. 1, 2, 3. 20 strokes per minute. Power, patience, patience. Patience, patience. If you get people being able to row base pace at 20 strokes per minute, then they're perfectly doing power, patience, patience. Then from here, the most important drill to do is to do a pause with arms and core forward. Come to this position, and then say slow, come up slowly. Remind yourself to get that arms and core length, and then slow. Arms and core length, slow. Slow. If you say go, go. People rush, and then they lose the rhythm. So you say slow, and come forward. And slow. Let's look at that position a little more. You see a lot of people in this position, they're here. They don't get the hips tilted forward. They just can't because the hamstrings are tight. It's okay to bend the knees just a little bit, just a touch so we can get the shoulders forward of the hips. Let's go back to the finish of the stroke for a moment. All the weight is on the seat, maybe a couple pounds on your feet. As you tilt forward, the weight shifts to the heels, onto the feet. That's what we want to push with. If you don't do that, if you don't tilt forward, you'll come up, your weight's still on the seat. All you're going to do is drive more weight down through your spine into that seat. Okay, lift. You see that a lot. Most of that can get solved by coming to this position of arms and core forward. Now, people bend the knees or lower the feet down a little bit, can help them get to this position. And then slow, come up slowly. Swing and slow. This position allows you to fix everything before that, reaching out forward, straight out. A lot of people follow their legs, their back bends. The handle should stay as level as possible the whole time. As you come forward, it's level. As you go back, it's level. That wheel only responds to a horizontal motion. Arms and core forward. Let's do this some more. Slow. Slow. What I like to do with people to get them to take this, and in the beginning you see people move kind of robotically, arms, core, legs. But I do the pause nice and long here. Slow. And then I gradually, slow, make it a little bit shorter. Slow. Slow. Slow and continuous. Still applying that arms and core motion. Establishing that length. Nice, good posture. And then rowing along. I hope the cues and that drill especially help you teach members to enjoy the sport of rowing and to get some awesome times, and then hopefully compete with me to see who loves rowing the most. Thanks for watching. See ya.